So this week on the podcast, me and Ben nearly fell out, really, I think, when we get into actually what did happen when no spoilers, but I listened to Weatherbox, who Ben recommended. Really cool band, good song names. We'll get into that in a second. And I recommended a 10 out of 10 album from me to Ben, which is always a risk that someone's going to then crush your dreams with their opinion on it. But I recommended Alexisonfire, Watch Out, to Ben. So stick around to see what Ben did to absolutely rip my heart apart.
Right, Danny, do you want to tell us about the album I gave you this week? Do you want me to introduce it?
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on. You recommended it.
I told you to listen to the Weatherbox album, Flies in All Directions. Do you want some Weatherbox facts?
Oh, go on. Yeah.
They were formed in 2005 in San Diego. It's mainly just this guy called Brian Warren who does everything. I don't know if you looked at the list of past members on Wiki.
I got that on Spotify where it just kind of came up with, I was like, oh, just click on like who's in the band or whatever, like the kind of description of the band and stuff. And it was just this one guy. And I was like, unlike you, I don't do any research. I just bang the album on and then spout opinions off about the band.
Amazing. Yeah, they've got like a past members list that I would urge you to check out on Wikipedia because it's honestly 35 people, I reckon. Just random people. So yeah, it's mainly this guy, but yeah, what did you think?
I really liked it. I really liked it actually. It was instantly the first like 10 seconds. I was like, oh, it had a bit of a little the poppier side of Against Me kind of vibe at a point. And then very quickly I was like, this is just like, you can tell they've listened to Weezer in the best way possible.
Oh yeah.
And the Midwest emo vibe, like fused. I don't know where Weezer are from. That's really bad knowledge on my part, but I feel like Weezer are like the kind of a bit of a catalyst for that in a weird way. And they've never not influenced those bands, but then there's that whole like kind of American football kind of influence, and it feels like that kind of fusion of the two, of somewhere in the middle of American football and Weezer. Which is just like someone describing my favourite band that I never heard. Kind of a bit like Weezer in American football. Like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, exactly.
So instantly had it. Yes, this was my happy space. I like bands when they're really not really bad, but like quite choppy and hard to nod my head to. Like I have an appreciation of listening and going. I'm trying to nod along where it's like in a weird time signature, or it's a bit, I don't know what the PC word for, I'm just going to say the word, it's a bit like spazzy in like how it kind of goes from here to there to this time or whatever. Like, I love that. Like I've got so much time for when it jumps about a bit and you don't really know where it's going to go. And this had all of that. Like we were speaking about like the other week about 2000 Trees and Into It Over It. And like, this was kind of like, of that ilk and in that same kind of space as that to me. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Lyrics are like a class. Like his lyrics are so good. I was loving that. I actually was opening, like nearly killing myself in the gym, opening up Spotify I was like, did he just reference his own band in the lyrics? Which he did. Like I can't remember the line, but it's something about them like being good or something like that. And then there's actually, I know we'll go on to song titles, but the second song is called Bring Us the Head of Weatherbox.
Yeah.
Like,
it's good,
I like this kind of self-awareness kind of, sometimes like, it's almost like breaking the third wall kind of, or whatever it's called, or fourth wall, or whatever it's called, like in a movie where they look at the camera or whatever. It's like, go through, well, you have to go through 1, 2, 3 to get to 4, Ben, obviously.
All the
so
wall.
You can't just break the fourth wall.
Now what? You haven't got any wall.
So yeah, they smashed all the walls. But sometimes, like it's a rare thing for a band to do that, kind of reference themselves a little bit, like in a song or whatever. Like I love that. I love that kind of little nod or a wink, kind of like feels a bit like that, bit of an Easter egg almost great, kind of thing. Because
like being in a band's silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
And rock music's silly. It's all silly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
really.
It's not serious, is it? Yeah. Exactly. I hate serious. Like Yeah, I like heavy stuff, and I like the serious stuff, and I like stuff with like some meaning behind it. Sometimes it's really good to get deep on things, but yeah, 99% of the time it's just meant to be fun, isn't it? You're meant to get enjoyment out of music. So being like self-aware and like referencing yourself in your songs, and even in the song, this is what I mean. All of it, I was going, yep, tick. Weezer American football mashup. I'm in.
Amazing.
The fact that they've had 1 million members, actually, I don't mind, because I'm a massive Taking Back Sunday fan. So I'm used to everyone being in a band and being back out again and back in again. I've got no problem with the Okie Dokie band members.
I quite like a mad, like lone genius as well.
Yeah, like sometimes bands. That is usually, to me, like sometimes when you find great bands, you've either got 4 people that are all really good songwriters and they work together really well, or you've got one person who's had a hard time and is the person that is all of the any emotion and anything, not any emotion, but do you know what I mean? Any of the like the darkness and the light in the music is that person and their experiences, and the band bring it to life, I guess, even though they're a band. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think there's
that singular vision,
either way works. Yeah, exactly. Like, as I get older with like work and stuff like that, I now start to appreciate a lot more like a singular, this is what we're doing. Like, maybe that's just as you get that classic thing as you go for a bit more conservative as you get older. That sounds a bit dictatorship. This is what you're doing in my band. Although this Weatherbox feel like that. It feels like a dictatorship. Yeah, lyrics are class. There was a line, the line was something about it's a really nice day, so let's stay indoors, which really clicked with me because we've got a bad habit of doing that, of just being like, oh, it's nice and we like the house, should we just stay in? Like, I liked the laziness and pushing back against kind of what you feel like you should do a little bit. In like, some of the lyrics were just really good. And the song names, I know we always go on song names and it's part of the vibe here, but there were some great song names. Like I said, the one that referenced themselves was great. The Fresh Prince of Bill Ayers, as in Bilayers. I was just like, again, I could tell from the first song and the song titles that I was going to like this band. Like, there's something like you click sometimes. Also, Love Me a Good Microcosm was a great song title. Oh, so good, mate. Isn't it? Yeah. No, I had a great time listening to this. I saved 3 or 4 songs. I saved 3 or 4 songs. And yeah, I think this is the best one you've recommended so far. Good. For sure. Like, I liked Rotting Out the other day. Angel Dust. Yeah. Fine. Can't remember what the first one was that you recommended. Oh, it was Tiny, my little bike. Yeah. My little bike, or whatever they're called. Small bike. Yeah, small bike. The album cover for Weatherbox is interesting. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It looks like a Mary. I haven't got it in front of me. It's like a polar bear. Yeah, it's like a polar bear with like a mariachi wrestler sitting on top, but with like an umbrella over the top, like some sort of, I don't know, Asian prince like vibe. I don't know. It's very it's got classic Jungle Book, mariachi El Bronx, and a polar bear like mixed together. The perfect album cover, some might say. Again, though, going back to where would this go in your house, which is one of our favourite questions. I feel like it could go anywhere. I feel like this could be blown up big and be like on a wall in my living room, because it's just an interesting. I'm just staring at it now, probably ruining the video for anyone watching me just staring at my phone screen. But it's such a different album cover. So yeah, love the album cover. It might be the first
living room one we've done, I think.
Yeah, I think it's strong. I think it's got a good mix of everything. Yeah, loved it. The album name, Flies in All Directions, is the perfect description of their music at times, which in a great way. Not all directions, but like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of jumping around, and like sometimes it's a bit quiet and a bit whimsical, and then other times it's kind of a bit more, like I said, got that like Weezer-y kind of riff, kind of guitar stuff. Yeah, Ben, loved it, mate. Great recommendation. Jumping back in, we got lost a little bit. I was just saying I felt that the album title, Flies in All Directions, is like the perfect description
exactly.
for the music. Not that they're too like here, there, and everywhere, but they do jump around a lot, and I really, really like that. And yeah, I definitely agree with you. This is the first living room worthy album cover we've had for sure. You not got any polar bears in there now?
Okay.
Just you wait. I'm getting you this for your birthday. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only one I mean, it would change the vibe in my living room. I'll level with you.
Oh.
But it would be acceptable. No, weirdly, no.
Yeah,
women
you
riding
were
polar bears.
going for, you were more going down the infestation route as opposed to kind of expansive, go where you want.
I
kind
definitely
of vibes.
thought the album title
Interesting.
meant flies.
That's where your brain went.
Like flies, as in the insect. I didn't tell you what I meant then. And I've just realised you're definitely right. No, you're definitely right. And I was just being thick.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
What? Do you know what I found out today as well? Which I don't know if were you a Say Anything fan? Or are you a Say Anything fan?
Oh, that's nice.
This album sounds a lot like Say Anything. But it turns out I think
nice overlap.
Max Bemis was influenced by them, even though the timeline
I went in and out of Say Anything.
I think like they've
definitely
been around
liked them, and then
it turns out this dude,
didn't like them.
Brian
drifted
Warren,
in and out.
who is Weatherbox, he's in Say Anything now. So there's just like this big old
he's a real boy, and that's it.
So I'm fascinated to see what their new stuff will be like, because if you got this guy and Max Bemis writing together, like that's exciting. Yeah, and possibly two
emo link up. Ratings. Go on. What would you give this? Because you seem like a massive fan.
I mean, basically that first album is perfect, and then everything else, like it's incredible.
Cool. I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah,
and for me, 8 in how we've been talking about stuff, where a 7's like a good album. I like it.
I haven't thought about this.
8, this is like I like it, and I'll probably at some point listen to it again. And then 9's almost like I absolutely love it, and I've had to play it again and again.
Yeah, I think I'll go 8.
10's just like legendary, right? Like that's how, because we said no 0.5s. That's kind of how my brain's figuring these out a little bit. So this this is an 8 for me, which I think is a great score for something that was the first time I'd listened to, like the band, or even heard of them, or the album. Yeah, no, I loved it. I've saved a couple of songs as well. So Chef's Kiss recommendation. Ben,
hello.
I recommended, for me, an absolute banger of an album, and you're probably going to break my heart here because I saw your face. Alexisonfire, Watch Out. One of my 16-year-old me's literally absolute boner albums. Still is. So come on, hit me with it.
So, I really like it.
Okay.
I do really like it. Basically, the first 2 songs, I was so in, man. Like, I was pure Alexis. I was Alexis.
I was on fire.
I loved it. I thought, this is great. How have I missed this? And I obviously know who they are. I've seen them before. I knew a few songs, but I've never delved into an album. But after that, it did lose me a bit, Danny, I'll be honest. Just in terms of it all started to sound a bit similar. But hey,
feels like my life's falling apart in front of me.
I'm so sorry. It's all just kind of merged into one a bit for me after those first 2. And I'm willing to admit this is a me problem. There's nothing wrong with a band having a sound. That is fine. It's just for me, a whole album of it, I found a bit much.
Whole album of a band is too much.
That's sort of true now, right?
No, it's true.
No, I really liked it. I really like them. Everything I know about them, I love. Like, it's just, I gave it a couple of listens, loved the first 2 songs, and everything else was good. Like, there's some really nice guitar parts, like Dallas is green. Dallas's voice. I love. And just, I don't know, it didn't quite hit me, man. I don't, like you said, you got into it when you were 16. I wonder if it was and of
of
its
the
time.
time.
No, not even of its time, because I don't think it's aged. I don't think it's aged
No.
badly. But just sometimes those
Mhm.
albums hit you differently when you're 16. Of course they do.
Yeah, I think they connect. You connect. I said it before. Well, I'm sure we'll say it again as we start recommending things. As we go a bit deeper in this, but it is sometimes a time, a place, and it's the soundtrack to your movie, like kind of thing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I remember
100%.
listening to that and whatever, like, and it puts you in a time and a place, and that is a part of the whole vibe with the album for
Yeah,
each person, I guess, and everyone's got their own attachment to it.
exactly, man.
Oh man,
So sorry.
literally some of my favourite songs, like "Happiness" by the Kilowatt, I think is the last song, and
Yeah.
Hey, It's Your Funeral, Mama. Like, I think it's like number 6 or 7 in there, and No Transitory, which is like one of their best songs. It's like number. I think what I'm trying to say, Ben, is you're definitely wrong in that in that you got lost in the middle. That sounds like they didn't lose you. It sounds like you got lost, mate. It sounds like
Yeah,
you've.
you know what? I might say more
I'm
about
joking.
my confidence, but I'm happy to admit I'm wrong here. I wonder if I need to, and
You're not
this
wrong.
goes against everything I've said about us trying to get into our listening to albums more, like getting back into the swing of that. But I feel like with this one, maybe I need to go back and actually pick out some individual songs, and I might like take more out of it that way. Because yeah, just at the time, I don't know, it just didn't quite hit me. But it weirdly did make me feel really nostalgic, even though I was never into them back in the day. Just because like the song titles, the look of it, the sound of it. It's great. It reminds me of that time in like what we would probably call emo, which is obviously doesn't mean anything. But yeah,
During the
like
emo
the
years.
song titles, all those song titles where you can tell they've just come up with a catchy slogan and are like, well, it doesn't matter if it fits the lyrics, it's fine. And I love that.
Yeah.
That is not an insult.
No,
It's
it's
great.
trying to come up with the weirdest and like funnest and kind of almost like doesn't even work. Like you said about before when we chatted about Alexis, and you said about 44 caliber love letter straight to your heart or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It literally is the most emo thing I've ever heard. Like
so
like
good.
Shotgun Roses, Valentine or something. Me and my friend Sam used to always make up band names that were always like Shotgun Roses or stuff like that from like the screamo emo days. And yeah, some of those names in their songs are proper. They've got some cool ones as well, like Sharks and Danger.
Oh yeah.
Happiness by the Kilowatt is a great name
Yeah,
of
that's
the
really
song.
good. Get Fighted really
What
made me
you
laugh.
Yeah, Get Fired, great song as well. See, this is,
Yeah.
I feel like I need to give you like 5 songs to just go and listen to and repeat.
Yeah, I think that's a shout.
That's called
really.
an album, Danny. You need a batch of songs to listen to and repeat from the same band. What a great idea! What you saying? What you saying on the album cover?
Oh, I do love it, man. Like, I'm a massive horror fan, so that is right up my street. It's so good. I don't know where I'd put it in the house because, like, no, I mean, home office.
Yeah, it's not cheery.
That's probably it, isn't it?
Yeah, I said downstairs toilet. I think for me.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Nursery, terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I don't have kids, mainly. But also because the album artwork's scary. You got a nursery, you creep.
It is because the more you look at it, you realise that you think it's her getting chased by zombies or whatever, but then you look and her hands are like skeleton, which you probably didn't spot. So I think it's like her. Yeah, like I think it's, I don't know what it is, but like it looks like she's being chased, but I think she's part of it. I don't know. I think there's a little play on it. So song titles we're happy with.
Yeah,
album cover we're
Sorry,
happy
I was just
with.
loving your analysis of the front cover there. So you think she's being chased, but actually,
I think she's fucked, mate. I don't know if she knows, but she's got no fucking skin on her hands.
amazing.
Okay, cool. What are you giving it out of 10? God,
I
break
will
my
have
heart
to go.
gently.
Again, this is where I need 0.5s, man, because I think it's a. I'm always just going to say what it would be if we could have 0.5s. It would be a 6.5, I think.
But
I'm
it's
going to have
not.
to go 6. I'm so sorry.
You're saying, I can't quite hear you. You said 10 wrong there. I don't know if you want to say it again.
Yeah.
Did you say 16? Yeah.
Yeah, 16 out of 20.
Because I agree.
Oh, that is
That's still better. Yeah, still better.
Not very good at math.
We should have done a rating out of like something weird, like rate it out of 13 or something, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I
the
think it would
thing.
help me
'Cause
out,
then,
genuinely.
yeah, I think it would
I
as
like
well.
77. should be really accurate.
Okay, maybe we do that. Yeah. Okay, maybe this format's going to evolve rapidly.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is a tenner for you.
Yeah, this is literally like I'd say it's in my top. It's in my top. It's always hard to put it in a top 10 or whatever because I feel like you get excited and you forget all the other albums. But I'd say it's been listed in a top 10 if you'd have asked me at some point in my life, like this album's been in there. So I put it in my top. It's in my top 100 albums, 50, 20 maybe even. Like it's up there. Massive favourite of mine. Like I said, point in time a little bit as well. And yeah, I said it earlier when we were just chatting before we started recording, but like I do think that I said it, like a lot of bands took this and like ran with it, and you got a lot of the hardcore screamo-y bands trying to do the whole shout sing thing that Alexis mastered, I think. And also like I think they had a different approach with it, that it was much more punk and raw than I think everyone else went all like polished kind of. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a band. I know they've changed their sound a lot, but back in the day, like We Are the Ocean or someone like that, like a British band like that, who kind of obviously loved Alexis, but did the whole kind of post-hardcore screamo with singing choruses. And I always felt like the punk came through hard with Alexis, and it made them more interesting, and everyone else went the other way. I feel like I'm going to recommend a band called Transit.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard the name. And the album's called Listen and Forgive. And I think given the album that you say that again. Just waffling to himself as he writes down. No. I think given the Weatherbox recommendation, this is kind of a little bit where I was like, they definitely have heard of the Weatherbox.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
In this economy? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm like, I know you would have known the name, but not listened to them like Alexis. And I'm less offended as well if you give this a 6.
Really? I'm pretty sure I haven't heard them, so this is a good one. I know the name, but yeah, I'm convinced I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet.
And
yeah,
they are a band.
Fucking garbage.
Kind of like Transit. I've heard them. I think I've seen them somewhere before.
Do you know what? I'm going to change my mind because we were talking before this about song saved on my, and now I got obsessed with the new Los Campesinos album.
I think maybe I
so I'm just going to go for that
trees.
Because I can't stop listening to it.
I was a bit drunk, so don't really
the new album All
some
Hell by Los Campesinos is fantastic.
All Hell? Is that what I'm listening to? What a name for an album. All Hell. All right, cool. Perfect.
Yeah. They were at 2,000 Trees.
All right, let's do it. Appreciate it. Love you.
Yeah.